Today, you can potentially master brand identity in just 8 minutes, something that would take typically about 2 years to do. And today's video is not going to be any fancy editing, it's just raw education. First, we need to quickly address the elephant in the room. What exactly is brand identity anyway? Because some people watching this won't know what it is fully, or they might think they know, but actually they don't. So brand identity is a cohesive collection of visual, verbal, and emotional elements that shape how a brand is perceived by its audience. This includes logo, color, typography, tone of voice, and messaging. Basically, a brand identity gives a vibe or a feeling to an audience so they can invest their money, their time, and their emotions into that brand. It's actually a very clever and well thought out approach, which we're going to look at right now. So the very first thing you need to do on any branding project is to determine the brand's unique value proposition, or UVP, and also its positioning statement. This involves identifying what sets the brand apart from the competitors and how it should be perceived in the market by its audience. And don't worry, it's actually a lot easier than it sounds. And to explain all of this, let's quickly look at Tesla. So Tesla's UVP, or unique value proposition, is built on leading the electric vehicle revolution with innovative, high performance, and environmentally friendly cars. That's the plan anyway. The positioning statement for Tesla is that Tesla offers the most advanced electric vehicles in the world, combining cutting-edge technology with sustainable energy solutions. So this statement basically highlights Tesla's leadership in the technology industry and also its environmental sustainability approach. The result of this is that Tesla is positioned as a forward-thinking brand that is synonymous with innovation and environmental responsibility. They seem like a pioneer in the industry, and they inspire people to become a part of that movement. And so, as you can probably see, you really need to understand the position and the directional goals of your brand or your client's brand at the very start of this whole thing. This involves knowing the brand's position in the market, the ideologies, their goals, and so on. But once you know this, we can then move on to the next step. And that next step is the target audience. For this, clearly define the brand's ideal customers, including their needs, their preferences, and behaviors, among other things. Knowing this will be so crucial to the next stages in the brand process when it comes to actually determining the visual language, the verbal language, and all of that good stuff. Again, let's look at Tesla. And for this step, you can make multiple target audience groups, but this is just one quick example for today's bite-sized video. As you can see, we have some information on the type of person who will interact with this brand, their needs, their preferences, their behaviors. And we could go into greater detail on this, but the idea is to build up a picture of the typical person who's going to be exposed to that brand. We so crucially need to get this information so that every design decision that we make next will be geared towards this group of people. It's really, really important. But lastly, we need to look at the brand's voice and its personality. For this, we want to look at the tone, the language, and the purpose of the brand. And for Tesla, that involves perhaps a confident, forward-thinking, visionary tone. The language used would be bold and aspirational, with tech-inspired terminologies and words. The purpose would be to excite and inspire a certain group of people with all of these materials around the brand. Okay, so you've established the brand's position, the goals, direction, tone, voice, all of that good stuff. Now what? Well, this is where we apply exactly what you've learned or researched into actual visual communication. And I'm going to have some pretty cool bonus tips soon just for this. But you can break down the visual communication of a brand into these sections that essentially do make up the brand identity. We have logo design, typography, color palette, imagery and photography style, and graphic elements. And from your research, apply keywords, emotions, concepts, and so on to these separate sections. It's really that simple. So again, using Tesla as an example, they've incorporated brand identity into their typography by using a sleek, modern, and minimal typeface. And this reflects the brand's focus on innovation, technology, and simplicity. This, of course, is typeface psychology, and it's something that's at the very core of most brands alongside color palettes. And when it does come to color, Tesla have utilized brand identity by using a palette of sleek, modern colors like metallic silver, deep black, and pure white. And this reflects the brand's association with innovation, luxury, and cutting-edge tech. However, It also uses red, which symbolizes energy, passion, and innovation. This creates a strong visual impact and conveys the brand's bold and dynamic personality. These emotions play into every step we pointed out earlier in our research. And when it comes to color and branding, here's a really good tip to keep in mind. You need to go beyond just basic color theory. You need to really tap into the emotions of your demographic, of the target audience, and find harmonies that play into the emotions you need to evoke. For example, American Express uses blue in its branding, which symbolizes trust, reliability, and professionalism. However, the occasional use of red elements, like on promotional materials or call to actions, adds a sense of urgency and dynamism. This combination reassures customers of the brand's stability whilst encouraging them to take immediate action, and that is such as applying for a credit card or redeeming rewards. But why does color matter so much in this way? And trust me, when it comes to branding, it really does. Well, simply put, if you focus on color in a very targeted emotional way, you could influence a person or audience on a very subtle, subconscious level to do exactly what the brand wants them to do. Branding is all about influencing on a subconscious level. And you probably should write that down somewhere because it's pretty much the crux of branding. Now, I've got a bonus tip that nobody is talking about when it comes to branding, or at least I've not heard anybody on YouTube talk about it. So if you want to take your branding project to that next level, consider creating a soundbite or audio sonic that accompanies your brand to add that extra depth into the brand. Now think of Intel's iconic jingle or Netflix's actual soundbite as well. This could be incorporated into podcast ads and app notifications, and this will add that extra layer to your branding project. But when it comes down to it, branding is actually very, very simple. That is, if you do put in the work and the research at the start, and then go into detail in each section of today's video. And every single brand needs a highly functioning logo, otherwise the brand will just fall short. Luckily, I've made an entire course on logo design, so do check that out, linked on the video screen right now. And until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.